Welcome to Car Injury Clinics of Santa Ana, California. Let me share with you how to prevent a permanent car injury. And unfortunately, that's what we see oftentimes with patients when they come in. A lot of times we'll talk to them about the history of their accident. It turns out that it was like 1, 4, 5, even 10 years ago. And the bad news at that particular time, when it's that late, we can help palliatively, we can help with symptoms. But at that time, we're dealing with a permanent problem. So one of the ways that we help stop permanent problems, again, we're the Orange County Car Injury Clinic doctors. And what we do is we have a medical team. And at the center of the medical team that deals with back problems, back and neck problems, we found that the chiropractor is best in that arena. Then the next person on our medical team is the pain management doctor, dealing with any muscle spasms, inflammation, analgesics, things like that. Then we have if there's a disc problem, a spinal disc related problem, we like using neurosurgeons, and we have neurosurgeons on our medical team. And then if there's any nerve problems, any peripheral nerves, tingling, numbness, things like that in arms or hands, then we have our neurologist on our team to help evaluate and treat for that. And then in addition, we have, if there's a mild concussion, we have what's called a neuropsychologist that helps evaluate any potential brain bruising. That's essentially what a concussion is. And then in addition to that, if there's a fracture, that's when we like to use our orthopedic surgeon for the fracture. And a lot of times when there's an accident, these car accidents, they can have multiple problems. You can have soft tissue spinal injuries, you can have a disc injury, you can have tingling or numbness and pain. So it can be a variety of different physicians that need to evaluate it. But that is exactly what we do at the Orange County Car Injury Clinics in Santa Ana. And how this works is what prevents a permanent injury is the medical team that actually treats the injuries in 3 phases. There's actually 3 phases to healing. And the first phase is the inflammation phase. And so the second phase is what's called the repair phase. That's when your body is basically trying to heal itself with collagen. It's a protein. You may notice scar tissue. And then there's what's called the remodel phase. And what happens is when you have an injury and it does not get the proper therapy through each of the 3 phases of healing, that's when you end up with a permanent injury. And so let me give you an example. The goal of the therapy in the inflammation phase is to decrease the pain and the inflammation and the muscle spasms. So we'll use the chiropractor for that. We'll use physiological modalities for that. We'll use medications as necessary for that. So that's how we work with that phase. Then there's the repair phase, and this is what is so important because this is when the nerves, there's what are called regenerative nerves that start to go in to that injured tissue. These are new nerve endings, and they're more sensitive, meaning it causes more pain. It causes pain when you do less activities, and that's if it heals wrong. And then the next category is there's an increase in the number of nerves that come into that area, and those can get trapped in the scar tissue, and that's a source of pain. And then the collagen that comes in there is only 70% as strong. So if it heals wrong that way, it causes weakness. And how that's exhibited is a lot of times patients will try to go back and do their activities of daily living, and they can't without having re-exacerbations and re-injuries. And then the fourth category is that soft tissue is only 70% is elastic. Now, if that heals wrong, that causes stiffness. So the most common problem that happens is when the patients do not get the physical medicine in the repair phase of healing. Because the goal in that second phase of healing is to increase all 3 ranges of motion in your neck, your back, whatever area is injured. Each joint, whether it's in your neck or back, has 3 ranges of motion called active, passive, and joint motion. And so the goal of therapy in the repair phase is physical medicine to increase all 3 ranges of motion. And what that does from the nerve standpoint, it helps to decrease the sensitivity of the nerves. What does that mean to you? It means you have less pain. What does it also do? It helps to decrease the likelihood of the nerves getting trapped. What does that mean? It means the less likelihood of having a permanent injury and pain with those nerves being trapped in the scar tissue. And then so that's the goal of the therapy in the repair phase. And the goal in the remodel phase is to do a little, what's called active stretching and a little bit of strengthening. And the reason for that is, remember that soft tissue is only 70% as strong when you're healing. So if it heals that way, that's when you'll have a permanent injury. So the goal there is to increase the strength of that collagen soft tissue up to 100% and the elasticity up to 100%. And that's what happens. And so the therapeutic goals for the inflammation phase is decrease the pain, inflammation, muscle spasms. The goal in the middle phase is it's physical medicine, and all three ranges of motion are unbelievably important. And then the last phase is to increase active stretching and mobility. And that's how you decrease the likelihood of a permanent injury. And what causes permanent injuries, the most common cause of permanent injuries, is when patients do not receive physical medicine in that third phase of healing. So a lot of times they'll get the right treatment in the beginning with maybe anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxers, pain pills, things like that, only for a short time. That's good. But then real quickly, there has to be physical medicine to counteract all the permanent problems. And typically when that doesn't happen, in other words, when the patients take all that medication or they just continue or do nothing in that repair phase, then that's when all four of those negative things heal wrong. That's when there's increased nerve sensitivity, the nerves get trapped in the collagen, it's not as strong, so there's re-exacerbations that happen, and then it's also more stiff. And so typically patients, when they heal wrong from car injuries because they didn't get the right therapy, they'll typically have pain and stiffness with ranges of motion. When they start moving in excess, that's when they start having pain and restrictions, things like that. The worst part, in addition to that, is especially in the spine, if that happens, it alters how the spine moves. That's called pathological spinal movement. And it's very analogous to, if you look at a car tires, if one car is out of a line. Well, that car wears out, that one tire wears out just unbelievably fast compared to the other three. That's what happens in the spine. When the spine's out of a line because it heals wrong, it wears out unbelievably fast, causing osteoarthritis, which is the #1 disability in the United States. So that's what causes the #1 disability in the United States. And I just shared with you how to prevent a permanent injury, or even if it can't be prevented 100%, it can be significantly reduced in the magnitude of the permanent injury. See, that's what's very important. So again, we're Orange County Car Injury Clinics right here in Santa Ana. Give us a call. By the way, when you call, we make it really easy for you to get in and out of our office. We have 3 office policies to make it easy. You'll see the doctor within 7 minutes of your appointment. You'll be there only for 20 or 30 minutes. We won't keep you all day. And we'll get you in that day. Chances are that very day you call, if not, then the very next day. But we'll get you in. In other words, we respect your time. And then that's how the time portion works. And from the cost portion, it's covered 100%. So your auto insurance covers that. And if you have an attorney, we work with the attorney. If you don't have an attorney, that's totally fine also. Or you don't know who to pick, we have attorneys that we feel are really good that we can refer you to an attorney if that's the case, if you actually want to consult with one. So either one of those scenarios work. So we do the billing, we file for you, it's covered 100%, and we'll respect your time when you come in. So give us a call, but that's how we can stop permanent injuries from car injuries, okay? Give us a call. Again, we're Orange County Car Injury Clinics right here in Santa Ana, California. Our phone number is 949-207-7117. So it's 207-7117. Give us a call. We look forward to helping you and hopefully even preventing you from having a permanent problem the rest of your life. Give us a call now.